Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm Larry the Chupacabra, and today we're playing Tome, Immortal Arena. It's a free Moba that just got linked through Steam recently. Who makes this game, son?
Honestly don't know. I think it's Kix, or
Well,
Kex or something.
anyway,
Okay.
it's a dumbed down Moba, and we're gonna play the 3v3 version. The 3v3 version, much like a 3v3 in a MOBA, 3 people versus 3 people, except it's locked to, what was it, 10-15 minutes? Then whoever has the most points at the end wins, or until you murder the other team. And we just lost a person. What a butthole. So I'm going to play Khar. Khar is, he's a fiery butthole of a tank. And I like him, because he's tanky, and he has the funnest leaping mechanic. And I really like jumping around in big flaming armor and stabbing people with my hammer.
So the good thing about this game is, say if the game's going well, and someone gets a tower, it'll let you finish the game out.
Oh, nice. And then Son, I'm joined by Son of Anubis, Emo Anubis, and he's playing Kurti, the fire mage. And is she the mage, or is she the melee?
That's not me, that's actually our teammate.
Oh, you show up as a pyro?
I'm this bitch.
Your icon was a pyro for some reason. Alright,
Oh.
and Son is playing this game's version of Olaf. If you've ever played League, you'll know who that is. If you don't, he's a crazy man with a Viking-looking helmet, with 2 axes, and he puts them in places that we don't talk about.
Hey, sure we don't talk about him often, because I think we've talked about him before.
It's true, we have. And then I've got this relic that gives me like a default perk, and it increases my max health.
Yeah, pretty much each character has special relic for each class they can play with. So Orlan being the kind of like tanky assassin, he gets a fighter perk. You have Sephirin, which is the flame bitch. She gets a push perk, so she can push lanes harder. We have Khar, who's just pretty much a tank. And then Alberon's against us. He's the support.
Are you fiddling with your microphone?
Nope, haven't moved it.
It sounds like you're fiddling with it.
I'll move it away from my mouth a little bit. How's that?
There you go.
Touching my chin and shit.
Alright, so we're in here. There's this big scary tower thingy. Looks like a pot of boiling oil. And we can't really buy anything. So when I say that this game is pretty dumbed down, what I mean is you never have to really go back to buy stuff. And you never really have to go back to regenerate, because you do that all in the lane. You stay out of combat for a bit, and you're alright. Which is kind of handy, and then you just stand still, and if no one touches you, you can just buy stuff right here in combat. I just went out of combat, and I'm starting to viciously regenerate. Which is kind of handy. They also don't really have to last hit minions. The only thing you gotta worry about is the enemy person. And, that's right, they're missing one person. One of the enemy team didn't load in for some reason. So my abilities. My Q slams people on the ground. My W lets me breathe fire on people, which does a little dot. Then my E is an AoE stun that charges up. And it's perfect for the butt fondling. I'm gonna go visit up here. Hello, dragon thing.
Pretty much like he said, Olaf. Your Q is just a ranged, like auto attack kind of thing that leaps you forward. Your W leaps on a target, slows anyone around him, and his E gives him a shield that makes him OP as fuck.
And this dragon thing in the middle is like Baron from League. You kill him and he gives you a big fat buff. There's these bushes everywhere. And that's about it for the layout of land. The only other major note is towers. They have got this little weird blue bar under them. And what is that weird blue bar, I hear you asking, Side Voice? Well, Side Voice, that blue bar, that's the overheat meter on the towers. When the towers get that hot, they stop shooting, because or else they'll explode. So they don't do that. And then when they've overheated, they stop shooting, and this green boy's butt is mine.
Pretty much gonna be great here, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, basically they're just like giant urns full of fire. Just kind of neat, I guess. It's definitely got its own art style, and each one of these characters has its own lore. It's just an oddly dumbed down game, and sometimes that doesn't really mesh with everyone. I mean, really all you have to do in this game is periodically buy a very simple assortment of items and worry about other people, and that's really about it. Especially in the threes match, because the 3v3s are very short.
The items are pretty simple. Everything is $500, so you start with the main item, which is $500, and then you go to the secondary item, which is another $500 to give a buff. Either
well, 500 of the in-game gold, anyway. Yeah. The only microtransactions in this game are for skins, just kind of like League of Legends.
Now you can buy their starter pack, which is all the characters in the game, for like $20. It's not bad.
Right, it's just like in Smite. Smite, you can purchase all of the gods for like $10 to $30, depending on if it's on sale or not. I got it on sale, na 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 boo boo.
I got mine like for like $10, I think, and you got yours for $5.
No, I got mine for 10 too. But some other people, I think it was like one of our friends, Mozzie or something. He got it for like 15 or 20 when it went off super sale.
Right. It's still great and worth it because even the later champions they come out with, you get them too.
See, I stun you, green man. Think you're all fancy with your woodland magic and your healing and your green colors. Makes you feel like a big man, doesn't it? You dryad bastard.
So as you can tell, he's a bit ahead of us in levels, and there's a reason for that. So if you disconnect or if someone disconnects on your team or in the game in general, the other team or your team gets a buff compared to how much they should have actually gotten for XP and gold.
Yeah, they do try to compensate for people like being dicks and not entering the queue. I don't necessarily know if they have a punishment system for people who leave queue too early, but it is what it is. I mean, whatever. They do make some compensation for it, so that's kind of nice.
I figured, what the hell?
I got him. I'm gonna back right here in town. You got all kinds of spicy, and they ain't gonna do.
I did. I should wait for the ammo to run down.
Yeah, it was just about to do it. I was gonna wait till we were in the clear, because I mean, there's really no race. I mean, unless that guy comes back, or these guys on this team are like the bestest players at this game ever. Usually, numbers in a MOBA are what's going to win it, unless you've just been getting pooped on the whole game. Eventually, we will overwhelm them with sheer numbers, even with the big fancy buffs.
Yeah,
so there's no rush.
Pushing is very important in this game.
I mean, that can be said for a lot of MOBAs, too. And we've got a fire mage, and she don't even give a fuck. Oh, what are you doing down here, Orlan? You think it make you feel like a big man? I accidentally pissed off the big dragon, but he doesn't seem to do anything important. Or scurry.
The fuck out of Orlan. I don't know about you, but Orlan was losing a lot of health.
I mean, I was just kind of shrugged and was just like, yep, I'm a giant, scary fire tank, man. So, Khar has a bit of a backstory. Each one of these characters has a backstory. He's involved with some sort of fire god deity named Vala, and he's her, like, chosen paladin protector thingy, covered in evil, like, crazy fire armor that he can't take off, because it might kill him. Or at least that's my interpretation. It wasn't particularly clear on it, but it sounds a lot cooler than I just don't want to take it off, because I've got bad BO, which he probably does. Really, really, really bad. Look at you, taking tower hits all day.
He's about to run out of ammo. He just did run out of ammo!
Oh, sweet. And the murder, and the murder! I'll tank it for a sec, just murder him. And we walk out. Daintily. Yes, that's the power of Khar. Who cares? I have health for... Oh, I don't... That's right. Sorry, old habits die hard. I always try to back in these.
Don't have to, this game.
Yeah, so this game is currently in, like, open-ish beta. I mean, you gotta go in and find it in Steam and play around with it. If you previously played Tome and you'd like to play it on Steam, you can. certainly no reason why you can't. Just make sure you search your email for the email that lets you merge your accounts, because you want to be all fancy-like and keep all your stuff. And then, you know, do the thing. There's currently only 2 game modes. You can play 3v3, which we're playing, and then there's a 5v5 map mode, which is a little bit more traditional. There's not a lot of settings to be had when manipulating this game. This game previously was a browser-only game. So it certainly runs a lot better. The only reason why we're recording this at all was because once upon a time when we first fiddled with this, it ran like crap. That's really the only way to talk about it. Nice. And so now that it's kind of got its own standalone game, you don't really have to worry about it as much. It runs just fine. There are some issues. It's hard to get your resolution to play nice a lot of the time. And, I mean, there's just not a lot for settings to kind of get this game the way that you want it. So it's pretty much what you see right now is pretty much what you get. In fact, getting it to play in full screen at all for me required a lot of kajankling and just editing the config file manually. Couldn't even alt-enter this sucker. Usually that's the ticket, but not so much. But
yeah,
I
so
mean,
the main thing is if you have issues with like your resolution when you full screen, you have to change the resolution in the main screen of your computer to get it to change.
Yeah, you gotta fiddle with some overscanning depending on your card setup. Little bit fiddly.
The tower has been destroyed.
Okay, they're tag teaming up there. Let's go murder them, shall we? That's
cool with
my
that.
favorite. Yay! Adventure!
You killed him before my ult went off. Good job.
I know.
You wasted my ult.
That was the goal. I timed that with the song, sir. Or I think I did. Maybe I didn't. You all
So the
saw it,
benefit of
I
this-
totally did. Don't contradict me, people who are watching. Alright, go on.
The benefit of this character is the main thing.
Your allies are attacking the tower.
Every time, every time you use his Q, if you kill the person or the minion or whatever,
It resets.
it instantly resets. Yes, sir.
Alright, I'm gonna regenerate in this bush. I think they've given up because they've been a man down this whole game. Probably not the best way to start off our little series, but it'll do. But he's got a nice character that's got high resets if he murders people. I've got a tanky guy, I just don't care. Life is my lemon party or something, I don't know.
Oh, ran out of ammo right as it killed me.
Huh?
An ally has fallen.
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
I only got it on camera. So we're gonna play a bit of this game, maybe play some more as they add different game modes. This is not a game for everybody who likes MOBAs. It's very dumbed down, and there's not necessarily a boatload of stuff to do in it. So, if like a dumbed down version of a game you really like isn't your thing, I don't recommend it. But if you play a game like Dota or League, and you'd look for something a little bit more on the simpler side, this might be for you. I'm on the fence. I kind of like it, I kind of don't, but that's it for episode 1, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna do, several of these videos ongoing. So until next time, I've been your host, Larry the Chupacabra, joined by Emo Anubis. And don't forget to like and subscribe, helps us out a whole bunch. If you got any questions in this game, I'm not entirely sure what to share, but you can ask those in the comments, and we'd love to engage with you. Till next time, bye, everybody.
Bye.